Alright, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an investigation on Tanglewood, which is the smallest map currently in Phasmophobia. I'm going to be showing you how to use the starter equipment to locate the ghost room and identify the ghosts. When you first get started playing at rank 1, this is the equipment that you're going to have access to. Now as you rank up and get money, you're going to be able to buy more equipment that's going to make it easier to do the investigation. But for now I'm going to show you how to use only the starter items. In the van here you can see we have a spirit box, a photo camera, EMF reader, video camera, regular flashlight, UV light, and a ghostwriting book. Alright, so that's the equipment we'll be using. The other thing you'll notice, and I already actually picked it up, is there's a key sitting here. It's there every single time. You need to pick that up to get into the front door, so don't forget to pick it up before you leave the van. Next thing you'll notice is this clock above the monitor here. Now when you first get started, you're going to be doing amateur difficulty. So this clock is actually going to say 5. That's 5 minutes that you have to go into the house, locate the ghost room, set up equipment, and discover the ghost type. And during that 5 minutes, the ghost cannot hunt you. Now, the ghost can only kill you during a hunt. So that's essentially 5 minutes of safety where you don't have to worry about anything other than investigating. Once the clock hits 0, though, at any point, if you do something to trigger a hunt could start. And again, during a hunt, the ghost can kill you. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this objectives board. Now, objective 1 is always discover what type of ghost you're dealing with, but objectives 2 through 4 will change. Now, when you're first starting out, you're not going to have access to all of the equipment, so some of these objectives you won't be able to do at first, and that is okay. The objectives basically give you a little bit extra money. So I can tell you today, right now, we'll have an opportunity to get objectives 2 and 3, have a member of your team witness a ghost event and capture a photo of the ghost, but we won't be able to do number 4 because we don't have a motion sensor. It'll also tell you the ghost name, in which case that's George Miller. Now, when you're first starting out, I recommend not using the ghost name until you learn a little bit more about ghost behavior. Sometimes saying the name can cause them to become aggressive, it can trigger a hunt, so you just don't say it at first. You're going to use other questions that don't involve the name. It's also going to tell you if the ghost responds to everybody or only people who are alone. This is important if you're playing with a group of people, because if it says the ghost only responds to people who are alone and you're playing with 3 friends, all of you are in the room, you're not going to get any activity or response from the ghost. So you want to know that so that everybody can leave except one person. If you're playing solo, it doesn't really matter, what it says there. Next thing is there's always going to be a map of the location up top here on the left-hand corner. Now, if you see a green box, you know that's where the power box is going to be. Typically on the map, the green box would be right about here, letting us know that it's in the garage. Now, because we don't see it, we know that it's actually going to be in the basement. Because it only shows up on the first level here, you can't actually see the basement on this map, and that's why the power box is not shown. Down here is going to be your team sanity. You just want to keep an eye on that. Right now we're going to be hovering around 98 to 100% because we haven't gone in the building yet. As we go in and spend time in the dark or have interactions with the ghosts, our sanity is going to start to drop. The lower your sanity, more likely a hunt will trigger once your timer has run out, if you do have a timer to start. Now, I've seen a ghost hunt as high as 91% sanity. However, typically anything 60% or below, I'll expect it. This is your sound sensors board over here, so once you have access to that piece of equipment, you can set up sound sensors. The sensors will go off based off which one. It'll show you, hey, this sensor 2 is going off, it's this strength here. You'll kind of get an idea of where the ghost is. This can be helpful if you're playing solo on a larger map, but I don't typically fool around with them too much. Total activity down here, we're at 0, obviously, because we're not in the house. It will fluctuate up and down all the way up to 10, which is a very aggressive ghost and or an actual hunt. Now, when you first go in to the building or to the house, I would recommend with this starter equipment taking in the EMF reader, taking in a photo camera so you can start to collect pictures and evidence, and taking in your flashlight. Alright, now, because I know this map really well, though, I'm actually going to take in the spirit box instead of the flashlight, and I will come back out for the flashlight. The other thing I recommend when you're a new player, because you have that 5 minutes, you don't want to waste time walking back and forth to the van. So I actually recommend coming out here, dropping your equipment, and going back and picking up more equipment. That way, once you locate the room, you only have a short distance to travel to pick up your equipment. And you don't have to worry about coming all the way back in here, which is just going to waste time on that clock. Again, the more you can do in that 5 minutes, the better, because you won't have to spend as much time in the house. Because when you first start out, You know, I still have trouble. I haven't, even though I'm a higher rank, like I haven't spent too much time in the game when hunts are occurring, so I still haven't learned the best thing to do when a hunt is happening. And when you first start, you're not going to know what to do, so you could die a lot. You know, the goal is just you want to rank up and earn money when you first start, so getting successful investigations down is a good thing. Now, what I did was I brought all the equipment out here. I forgot to mention, you can drop an item with G. C is to crouch. E to pick up. All right, and you can scroll through the items using your mouse wheel here. Okay, now we don't have any time on the clock, but if we did, the minute we open this door, that clock is going to start to tick down. All right, now when we go inside, we want to start to try to locate the ghost room by asking questions and listening. We want to listen for things like doors opening and closing, things being thrown. If you come to a room that you haven't entered yet and the light is on, that's a good indicator that it's the room. We're also going to be looking for a response on our EMF reader, but I do think the thermometer is the best piece of equipment for locating the room. So as soon as you rank up to get that, I recommend getting the thermometer and then taking the thermometer in instead of this EMF reader. So we're going to head on in. Are you there? Give us a sign. Are you here? If you're here, can you turn on a light? Is anybody with us? That's a spawn point for the Ouija board, so I was just getting close to see if it had spawned in there. Okay, I heard a door. Get a reaction here? No. Are you there? Give us a sign. As you go around, you're going to see different keys which you can pick up. Not sure many of them do too much right now. The car keys, though, if the ghost is in the garage, it can set off the car alarm, so having that key is nice so you can turn it off, because it gets real annoying. You do have to be careful how many lights you turn on, because you can overload the power board and turn the lights off, but it's quite a few in these small locations, so... Okay, the other thing we're looking for is evidence and things we can take pictures of, so here's the bone. So we're actually going to switch to the camera, take a picture of it. That'll give us money for the picture. Then we're going to press E to pick it up, and that's going to give us bone evidence. Sometimes I'll do a once through in the house and I won't see the bone, but then I'll see it later. So I think sometimes it'll drop later once the ghost starts becoming active. So if you don't see it through the first time, it doesn't mean it won't be there. Are you there? Give us a sign. Okay, this is our power board here. So sometimes the ghost will turn it off. All the lights will be off, you won't be able to turn them on. This will be red. So you just have to click it again to make it green. We're going to check for the Ouija board back here. It's a little bit trickier without our flashlight. I can't actually see, I can't get low enough to see it. There we go. It's not on that table. Okay, so far we're not getting an EMF response. We did get some doors opening and closing, and some footsteps down in the first part of the house. So I'm going to check back here again. Are you there? Give us a sign. Okay, we see some pictures off the wall here. This is our spirit box. The lights have to be off for it to work, but basically we just turn it on so you can hear that noise. Are you there? How old are you? Are you there? Alright, it's definitely around here somewhere. Oh, and we got some freezing temps. Let's see if I can show you with the lights off. You can see there the little white wisps, okay? That is our breath. So my guess is it's either this hallway, okay, or one of these rooms over here. What we're going to do is we're just going to drop that stuff. We're going to come out. We're just going to start here. Whoop. Oh, yeah. If we had had our camera on us and we had taken a picture of that pretty quickly, we probably would have gotten an interaction. Okay, this is our video camera. So you are going to hit the right click, so you get the green button there. The left button will rotate, and then F to place. Okay, we see it's on. It's facing this hallway, so we're going to be able to check for orbs down this hallway here. Okay, and then this is our flashlight we're holding. Now, if you're holding the flashlight like this, you can press the right mouse button to turn it on. But the better thing to do is if you want to use the camera, so you can snap a pic of the ghosts or evidence, you can hit the T to also use the flashlight at the same time. Okay, now, I can't remember if I turned this light off or not. If I didn't turn this light off, and it turned, then that was me. But it could have been the ghost turning it on as well. Okay, but we do have interactions here, so I'm thinking it's going to be this hallway. How old are you? Okay, that breathing in the air there should have been, in your ear, should have been a ghost event. Alright, so usually the breathing in the air, the grudge noise, things like that, even sometimes the throwing things or the slamming of the doors can be considered ghost events. So you can see we did get that objective there. Alright, so let's take a look here for an orb. An orb is a little white ball, and I just saw one. Wow, they're going crazy all across the screen. The first one came down this way, the other one came over this way. So just look at the screen. It's a small white ball that floats around the screen. It's not there all the time, but you can see, yeah, it's coming down the middle here. There was one off to the side. So those are ghost orbs, all right? And so that's one of our pieces of evidence. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to hit J for journal, and this is going to bring us to our journal here. Now, the first part of the journal lists all the ghosts, and it'll list their little bit of a description about them, their strengths, their weaknesses, and what 3 pieces of evidence you need to determine that that's the ghost you're dealing with. This is going to tell you all the keys you've gathered, your tools, how you gather evidence. So this is all of our pieces of equipment here. And then photos. So you can see we took a photo of the bone, and it says bone, so we know it counted. If you take a picture and it doesn't have anything written up top, it means the picture actually didn't count for anything, so you're not going to get money for it. Interactions can be hit or miss. So if it throws a picture and you like off the table and you snap a picture of it real quick, sometimes you'll get something called an interaction. It'll say interaction up top. If it turns a sink on and fills it with dirty water and you snap a pic of that, it's going to say dirty water. Those are all things. The Ouija board, the ghost. Those are all things. If it writes in the ghost writing book, you can get an interaction. Those are all things you can get a little bit of extra money for. So here's our evidence. So right now, all the ghost types are listed down here. And each time we put in evidence, it's going to narrow that ghost type down. So we know that we got freezing temps because we saw our breath. And we know we got a ghost orb because we just saw it there. So that means we can have a phantom, a mare, or a Yuri. Okay, those are our 3 that we can have. And if we look, we need to either get ghost writing, Spirit Box or EMF level 5. Now, I'm going to guess that it's probably a Phantom or a Yuri. That's what I'm going to guess. Because, what was the piece of evidence for a mare? I feel like we would have gotten Spirit Box already. That's something that we usually get pretty quickly. But I could be wrong. Sometimes the piece of evidence are a little slow. Also, it hasn't been turning the lights off, and that would maybe indicate a mare a little bit more. And I can already see writing in the book. We're going to snap a pic. We may or may not get an interaction for that. Let's take a look and see if we did. Okay, we did. We got an interaction. Now, that one doesn't always give you the interaction. You see, leave or die. This is an angry ghost. All right, so we're going to put in here ghost writing, and that leaves us with a Yurei. So if you wanted to read up on them, you'll start to get to know the ghost a little bit by behavior. To return to the physical world, usually for the purpose of revenge or hatred. They've been known to have a stronger effect on people's sanity. So if you noticed on the way by I looked, my sanity was at 73%, so it was already dropping. Smudging will cause it to not wander around the location for a long time. We don't have smudge sticks, so that really doesn't matter. But yeah, that's a little bit about. Now we have some options. We can go back in this house and try to get a picture, because that's one of our objectives. Even if it's not, you can get it for photo evidence. Or at this point, you can pack up and leave, because you know what the ghost is. You already have it marked down in here. So technically, you have done your job. You've completed it. And so if you're nervous about going back in the house, or you just don't want to die or don't want to cause a hunt, you can just come back out to the van, get inside, hit that black box, and it'll take you back to the lobby. We're going to head back in just for a second, see if we can't get a pic. Are you there? Ooh, we're going to get a pic of this water, though. So I heard water going. It turned it on. There's some dirty water. Where are you? Can you show yourself? Do you want me to leave? If you want me to leave, show yourself. Where are you? Can I see you? Are you there? I'm scared. Do you want me to leave? Did you hurt somebody? Are you alone? I actually forgot the ghost name, but this would be a good time to use it. Can I see you? If you want me to leave, show yourself. I'll leave if you show yourself. Did you hurt somebody? Did somebody hurt you? Where are you? Are you there? Do you want me to leave? Are you being stupid? You didn't like the word stupid, huh? Oh, you turned the power off. Come on, do better than that. Show yourself. Where are you? Are you there? all we needed. Sometimes it can take a little while. You can see they can be a little stubborn. There's going to be trigger words. You'll kind of find out what works, what doesn't work. I find sometimes acting scared or talking in a quiet voice or like a shaky voice will help. But you can see that we did get a picture of the ghost, and that was our objective. You can see the activity got pretty high here. So we're going to hit this box. You don't need to go gather all your equipment inside. You'll still have it even if you brought it in. But we're going to come back to the lobby now. The lobby is going to show you the money. You get $10 for each objective completed. Remember, we couldn't get number 4 because we didn't have the motion sensor. Money for your photos, bone evidence, and insurance. We were correct on the ghost. And then, of course, your total amount here is going to have a difficulty multiplier if you are on intermediate or professional. So amateur is just going to be whatever money you get here, that's the money you're going to get. But then on the higher difficulties, you will get more money for that. Then it's going to tell you if you went up a level, how much experience you gained, and how much experience you need to get to your next level. And then it'll take you back to the server lobby, where you can see this is our starter equipment. You're going to start with this every time. You can buy equipment in the equipment store. Again, the first things I recommend buying as soon as you rank up are the thermometer and the strong flashlight. Sanity pills are also really good too if you're going to do some of the larger maps. And then you can add equipment. So you can come over here, and if you're like, okay, I want to take an extra camera, I want to take some crucifixes, I want to take some smudge sticks, a tripod, a strong flashlight, thermometer, sanity pills, glow sticks, I'm going to take the infrared light sensor. So it's going to add it all here. Now remember, whatever extra equipment you bring, if you die, you lose it. If you're on professional, you're not going to get any money back. On amateur and intermediate, you will get some insurance money to be able to replace some of the equipment, but just keep in mind it will be gone from your inventory. You're going to click select job. All the jobs are going to be listed. When you click them, it'll tell you the difficulty level, recommended team size. This is just, for the larger maps, they're going to recommend more people. Don't worry about it too much. You can do everything solo. It just might take a lot longer if you're solo on a larger map. And then recommended items, your location size. I would recommend sticking with the houses and the farmhouses and avoiding the prison, asylum, and high school when you first get started, just because those are larger maps. It can be a little bit tricky to find the ghost and be a little frustrating as well. So stick with these houses until you gain some experience, so you get some more equipment and rank up, unless you're teaming up with other people, and then, go for it. Go for those larger maps. All right, that's everything I have for you today. If you found this information helpful, I'd appreciate it if you give the video a like. If you're watching and you've been playing a while and I missed something that you think new players would find helpful, you can leave a comment below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.